I want to welcome you to Consultant Branding and Marketing, the second core course in the Consultant's Toolbox. If you are chomping at the bit to start finding and landing consulting gigs that will generate for you the income and lifestyle that you desire, this course will definitely get you right on track. But if you think all you need are a few marketing techniques, you are already thinking about this topic all wrong. You can look at building a consulting practice in one of two ways. You can think of yourself as a freelancer who's simply always on the lookout for the next job. Or you can think of yourself as a brand that attracts right fit clients for years to come. If you want a consulting practice that consistently generates exceptional results, then you, like all great companies, need to invest in building a strong consulting brand. Brand building is one of my favorite things to do with my clients, both corporate and individuals. I got my start working on branding back in 1999 when I was a consultant for Disney's Animal Kingdom. When I got there, the park had been open for only 3 years, and despite a fantastic opening, it was not achieving the expected results. Guests identified lots of challenges. Although the Imagineers envisioned the park as distinct from all the other Disney parks, the guests experienced the park as boring, hard to get around, and hot, hot, hot. So the team got right to work on rebranding itself. I will never forget the initial branding session. What was so interesting to me is that the major strategic decision that was made is when the two most senior executives looked at one another and declared that this was going to be a Disney theme park. The operations and marketing teams got right to work on implementing that brand shift. The operations team started initiatives to improve wayfinding, reduce the heat, get the characters present everywhere, and create a new parade featuring the Disney characters, and then eventually create the ride that is now Everest. And the goal of that ride was to create that energy and excitement. And on the marketing side, there were commercials that made sure everyone knew that Disney's Animal Kingdom was not a zoo. This project was like an MBA in branding and marketing. I learned so many things that I use now when I help both companies and consultants create powerful brands. 3 of the principles that stand out to me are, first, there's a huge correlation between brand strength and business results. The business results of the Disney's Animal Kingdom took off after the project because of the clarity that the team now had to implement the right products and services and position those products and services in a way that was relevant to the target market. Second, consumers position brands whether branding work is done or not. The key to great branding is taking a charge of that branding work so that how you want to be perceived is how you are perceived, and that perception is meaningful and relevant to those you want to engage with. Third, the most effective techniques are built upon the strength of the brand. Marketing techniques do not create the brand, but they're actually an extension of the brand. For example, I'm completely a Coca-Cola brand loyalist. When I was in Hawaii and all they had was Pepsi, I had to go from bar to bar to bar looking for anyone to sell me a Coke. And I had wondered for a long time, why am I so loyal? And I got my answer a couple years ago when I took my kids to the Coca-Cola Museum up in Atlanta. The attraction that we spent the most time in was this little room that played Coke commercial after Coke commercial. I felt transported to my childhood when I watched the one about teaching the world to sing in perfect harmony, or the one where the kid offered a Coke to Mean Joe. These commercials work, and they still work, because of the connection to the brand. A Coca-Cola CEO affirmed my experience when he said, "All of our factories and facilities can burn down tomorrow, but you'd hardly touch the value of the company. All of that actually lies in the goodwill of our brand." Even if you feel you're just an individual and not a big company, these principles hold true for you. Imagine how your business will grow if you are able to enhance the connection between a particular client need and your expertise in the minds of your target clients. That is what some of the best known consultants have done. You cannot think about strengths without thinking about Marcus Buckingham. Marshall Goldsmith and coaching can almost be interchangeable. And if you want to make $1 million consulting, who else are you going to go to other than Alan Weiss? So this course is designed with one goal in mind: helping you build a strong consulting brand that will enable you to draw in the right business for years to come. So to this end, we've divided the course into 4 parts. Part 1 is just the branding overview. This section is just geared towards giving you the principles and definitions of branding, and then how they relate to consultants. Part 2 is brand building. So this is where together we're going to discover your consulting brand step by step. Part 3 is brand positioning. This section reviews what it takes to make that brand come to life and make it position it in the marketplace. And then 4 is brand activation. This section is when we delve into all the tactics and techniques that you will use to draw in those right fit clients. Honestly, there is so much value to be gained from this course. Obviously, I want to enhance your ability to land business, but even more importantly, I want you to experience that internal validation that comes from doing this type of work well. When you're done, I fully expect that you will feel more confident about your competence, and that I'm anticipating a shift in any feelings that you might have about marketing. If you have any fears, my hope is they will be replaced with an anticipation of using your gifts to help others and be equitably compensated for that contribution. Shakespeare once said that a rose by any other name would smell as sweet, which is true. But great branding and marketing makes sure that if you want to say I love you to your beloved, no other flower does the job like a red rose could. I'm Betsy Jordyn, and this is Consultant Branding and Marketing.